What if I told you that inside your loose change lies a secret so powerful it could rewrite your entire destiny? A tiny coin, smaller than your thumb, yet worth more than most people's life savings. A coin that hides in plain sight, silent, mysterious, and waiting to be discovered. This is not fiction. This is reality. And tonight, I am about to reveal the unbelievable truth behind the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable Roosevelt dimes that are quietly turning ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. Every coin I will show you today holds a story of time, mystery, and pure American history forged in silver and sweat. So if you have ever held a dime in your hand, thinking it is worth just 10 cents, think again. Because somewhere out there, one of those dimes could be your treasure. This is Secret of United States. Coins, where legends of American currency come alive. Buckle up, coin hunters, because this is about to get intense. Let's dive into coin number 1. A dime that stunned the numismatic world. The Roosevelt dime of 1964D, a dark, shaded silver relic that whispers from the edge of American history. Coin number 1. When we talk about silver history in America, 1964 is a year that changed everything. The final year before the U.S. Mint ended the long tradition of solid silver coinage, the year collectors would soon call the Silver Sunset. The Roosevelt dime of 1964, with D struck in Denver, wasn't just another coin rolling out of the presses. It was the last breath of the true 90% silver era, a farewell to purity, to craftsmanship, and to an age when American coins carried real weight, both in metal and in meaning. But among millions struck that year, there were a few, only a few, that came out different. A shadow-like tone appeared on their surface, a deep black shade, unlike the usual silver shine. Some say it was the result of a rare chemical reaction during minting. Others whisper it was due to an experimental finish the Denver Mint briefly tested, a finish that was never recorded, never repeated. And so the mystery was born. Collectors started calling them the Black Dimes, coins that looked touched by time itself. These weren't errors. They were enigmas. The metal composition remained true. 90% silver, 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams, 17.9 millimeters across. Yet the surface shimmered with something different, an almost ghostly reflection, as if the coin carried the twilight of the silver era within its face. Now, here's where things get truly incredible, the rarity. In over 60 years, only a handful of these 1964 with D dimes with this dark natural tone and fine layered patina have been authenticated in collectible condition. Most were melted down, lost, or overlooked as tarnished junk. But those who recognized them early, those few lucky collectors, unknowingly held a future fortune. Imagine finding one of these in your father's old coin jar, or tucked away in a dusty box from the 60s. You might think it is just another dime until the truth hits you. You're holding a living artifact, the last whisper of the Silver Age. And when such a coin in fine condition and with the rare black shade appears on today's market, it doesn't sell for hundreds. It doesn't even sell for thousands. It commands a staggering $186,000. Yeah, you heard that right. A dime worth $186,000 US. That's not pocket change, that's a modern treasure. A coin that could transform an ordinary collection into a golden legacy. Experts say the market value for this piece is rising every year. Why? Because true 1964 with D black-toned silver dimes are disappearing. Each sale pushes the next higher. Each discovery rewrites the record books. And every serious U.S. coin investor has one dream: to own this mysterious relic from Denver's silver twilight. Auction houses have confirmed private sales reaching into six figures, and collectors are watching these coins skyrocket in demand. So if you ever come across a 1964 Roosevelt dime with D-mint mark and a deep, natural black or smoky tone, don't polish it. Don't clean it. Guard it like gold. Because that coin, my friend, is not a dime, it's a treasure disguised as pocket change. Always check your 1964 with D-dimes under proper light. Look for that deep black shade and clear D-mint mark under Roosevelt's neck. The genuine ones often show a slightly smoother edge, and the patina is evenly dark, not splotchy. Remember, never attempt to restore or brighten it. Its beauty lies in its age, its untouched mystery. The 1964 with D black shade Roosevelt dime isn't just silver, it's history, mystery, and legacy combined in a coin no larger than your fingertip. Owning it means holding a silent witness of the end of the silver era, a chapter of American minting that will never return. So next time you hear that familiar clink of change, listen closely. Because that sound might just be the whisper of destiny, the sound of a fortune waiting for the one who believes. Stay with me, because the next coin on our list is even more shocking, even rarer, and may very well be the one that redefines the word value. Coin number 2. The year was 1957. America was booming, Elvis was rising, and silver coins jingled in every pocket, carrying stories of a nation on the move. But hidden among millions of ordinary Roosevelt dimes struck in the Denver Mint that year, something strange, something almost unearthly, took form. This was no ordinary dime. This was a 1957 with D. Roosevelt dime, born from silver and shadow, a coin that would one day rise from obscurity to become one of the most mysterious treasures in American numismatic history. Now, most people don't realize it, but the 1957 with D-dime marks a transitional period in minting precision. The Denver Mint was working at record pace. More than 77 million dimes struck that year. And yet, among this ocean of silver, a few slipped through that would defy time itself. These weren't errors. They were anomalies. Coins showing distinct black spots, dark markings scattered across the surface, not from wear or corrosion, but from tiny impurities in the silver-copper alloy that reacted uniquely over decades. These spots became their identity, natural fingerprints of time, giving each one a haunting beauty that no modern process could recreate. They didn't tarnish the coin, they told its story. And in the world of collectors, story is everything. Let's talk composition. Like its silver brethren, this Roosevelt dime carried 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. Its edges, finely reeded, gleamed under the Denver light. But when you hold it today, especially one marked with those distinct black specks, it feels different, almost alive. Those dark marks, they're not imperfections, they're witnesses of time, atmosphere, and chemistry shaping beauty from decay. And that's what makes this dime one of the most fascinating specimens in coin history. Now here's where things get almost unbelievable. Out of millions minted, only a tiny handful of these black-spotted 1957 with D dimes have survived in fine collectible condition. Most were cleaned, damaged, or melted long ago when silver was no longer seen as sacred. But those untouched, those preserved in their natural shadowed form, have become icons of rarity. Auction houses whisper about them. Collectors chase them. Each discovery feels like unearthing a forgotten chapter of America's post-war story, a glimpse of beauty hidden in imperfection. And it's poetic, isn't it? A coin that once bought a soda, now worth more than a mansion, all because time decided to leave its mark upon it. So let's address the question burning in your mind. What is the value of this mysterious shadow-kissed Roosevelt dime today? Hold your breath, because this is where dreams meet reality. The 1957 with D. Roosevelt dime, with natural black spotting in fine condition, has reached an astonishing market value of $190,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 10-cent piece worth nearly $200,000. And that value is not static, it's climbing. Each year, the demand tightens, the supply shrinks, and the price surges. Experts call it a sleeping giant of American coinage. Collectors call it silver magic. But for those who truly understand coins, it's something else entirely. It's a relic of resilience. A coin that carried the energy of an era, surviving wars, inflation, and decades of handling, yet still gleams with dignity, with those haunting black marks as proof of its journey. And here's the most thrilling part. Most people wouldn't even recognize it if they saw it. To an untrained eye, it might look like a dull or dirty dime. But to the collector who knows what they're seeing, that's a six-figure revelation sitting quietly in the palm of your hand. If you ever stumble upon a 1957 with D. Roosevelt dime, don't judge it by shine alone. Under magnification, inspect for those natural black or dark gray spots, not stains, not scratches, but deep-toned silver reaction marks. Never clean or polish them. The untouched original surface is what gives it life and astronomical value. And always verify that bold, crisp D-mint mark on the reverse side, Denver's mark of legacy. The 1957 with D. Roosevelt dime, with its black-silver complexion, is not just money, it's memory. A tangible echo from the golden age of American minting, carrying history in every mark, every shadow, every fine line. To hold one is to hold a piece of American time itself, a symbol of endurance, rarity, and timeless worth. It's a reminder that not everything that shines is silver. Sometimes, true value lives in the shadows. So keep your eyes open. That next dime in your hand might just be your $190,000 treasure. Because what comes next will shake even the experts. The third Roosevelt dime on our list hides a story so rare, it challenges everything we thought we knew about coin history. Stay tuned. This is Secret of U.S. Coins, freshly updated every single day with stories that redefine value, passion, and the endless hunt for America's hidden treasures. Coin number 3. Every great story has a moment just before everything changes. For the U.S. Mint, that moment was 1963, the final calm before the Silver Storm. The country was on the edge of transformation. The price of silver was rising, the coinage system was straining, and somewhere deep inside the Denver Mint, a series of dimes were being struck that would one day become mysteries of modern numismatics. And among them, one dime stood apart, a coin with a darker, richer complexion than its neighbors. A 1963 with D. Roosevelt dime carrying a shadow-like sheen across its silver surface. Not just rare, but enigmatic. At first glance, it looks like any other Roosevelt dime, Franklin D. Roosevelt's proud profile, the torch, olive branch, and oak on the reverse. But look closer, and you will see it, that black shade. A smooth, uniform darkness hugging the coin's face, like silver, caught under a fading sunset. Collectors call it the silver ghost because no one truly knows why some 1963 with D-dimes developed this distinctive hue. Some believe it was the natural result of micro-oxidation from impurities in the silver-copper blend. Others argue that a unique batch of silver planchets in the Denver Mint caused a light reactive surface never seen before and never seen again. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: these black-shaded dimes are among the most captivating survivors of the silver era. Let's go back in time. The year 1963, President Kennedy was in office, and America was about to change forever. The nation's minting machines were working overtime, producing coins that would soon become relics of a bygone age. Each 1963 with D. Roosevelt dime was composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams, gleaming with purity and purpose. But the rare black-toned examples, they seemed to absorb history itself, like silver that had witnessed the passing of time, storing it deep within its skin. Collectors who have seen one in person describe the color as metallic midnight, a tone that dances between deep gray and coal black, depending on the light. It's haunting. It's beautiful. It's unforgettable. Out of the millions minted, only a scarce handful of these black-shaded dimes have survived in fine, collectible condition. Most were melted when silver prices soared in the late 1960s. Others were simply lost, spent, forgotten, or dulled over time. The few that remain untouched, they are now trophies of the elite, the kind of coin that commands silence in an auction room when it appears. And make no mistake, their demand is skyrocketing. Every new discovery sends ripples through the coin community. Every sale breaks new ground. Because once you have seen this coin in the light, you understand it is not just money. It's art. It's science. It's time, frozen in silver. Now, here's the moment every collector waits for, the moment we reveal the staggering truth about its worth. The 1963 with D. Roosevelt dime, with its rare black shade and preserved fine condition, has reached a jaw-dropping current market value of $170,500. Yes, you heard that right. $170,500 for a coin that once carried the value of 10 cents. And this isn't a fluke or fantasy, this is documented reality. Collectors are paying more every year. Private dealers have confirmed rising bids, and experts believe the value could double in the coming years as remaining specimens vanish into private vaults. This coin doesn't and mystery. Owning one is like holding a piece of America's heartbeat, from a time when every coin mattered and every strike carried meaning. Imagine finding one of these today, tucked inside a roll of old dimes, passed down from a grandparent, or hidden in a forgotten box. That moment when the black shade catches your eye, you realize you're not just looking at a dime. You're looking at a treasure that could change your life forever. If you ever come across a 1963 Roosevelt dime with D mint mark, hold it to the light. Look for that smooth, consistent black or smoky tone, not stains, not grime, but a natural, deep silver patina. Check the edges. A genuine piece will have fine, clear reading and sharp relief. Never clean it. Never polish it. Every bit of that surface is its proof of age, its passport to greatness. The 1963 with D black shaded Roosevelt dime is a whisper from the twilight of the Silver Age, a symbol of perfection wrapped in mystery. It reminds us that even the smallest pieces of history can hold unimaginable power. Today, it stands as one of America's silent treasures, admired by experts, desired by investors, and dreamed of by collectors worldwide. Its value keeps rising. Its legend keeps growing. And one thing's for sure, if you ever hold one, you'll never look at a dime the same way again. Stay tuned, treasure hunters, because what's coming next might just be even more astonishing. The next Roosevelt dime on our list carries a hidden twist that stunned the numismatic world, and its value is climbing faster than anyone expected. This is Secret of United States. Coins, bringing you freshly updated stories every single day, uncovering the rarest treasures America ever minted, and showing you why even the smallest coin can hide a fortune. Coin number 4. You might think that rare treasures only come from the distant past, from the golden age of silver and forgotten mint eras. But sometimes the most shocking discoveries come from our own time. What if I told you that one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found wasn't from the 1940s, or 1950s, or even 1960s, but from the year 2018? That's right. A coin that most people spent without a second thought. A dime that you or I might have held in our hands just a few years ago has now become one of the most mysterious and unexpected modern rarities in the United States. Coin history. This is the story of the year 2018 with P. Roosevelt dime, a coin so recent, so ordinary looking that its true worth shocks even the experts. Because this dime carries a secret hidden in plain sight, a natural brown shade formed through a rare and unexplained process, a tone that transformed it from pocket change into a collectible masterpiece. To understand why this coin has the world's attention, we need to go back to the Philadelphia Mint, the P Mint mark that stands proudly under Roosevelt's neck. 2018 was a high-production year. Billions of coins rolled off those presses, shining bright and flawless. But somewhere along the way, a tiny batch of Roosevelt dimes began showing a strange transformation, a warm, brown-toned surface, unlike the normal silver-gray luster. At first, it baffled everyone. Was it environmental? Was it mint exposure? Or was it something deeper, a rare metallic reaction in the alloy itself? Collectors began calling it the bronze ghost, a coin that looked ordinary until the light hit it just right, revealing that subtle brown gleam. And here's where things get fascinating. Unlike older silver dimes, the 2018 with P dime is composed of a copper-nickel clad, a sandwich of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, bonded perfectly to mimic the old silver look. But this particular batch, it began to darken naturally with a smooth, caramel brown patina that appeared stable, even, and beautiful. This wasn't damage. It wasn't corrosion. It was something unique and unrepeatable, a chemical masterpiece born inside the mint's own environment. And because the mint never acknowledged it officially, the number of known brown-toned 2018 with P dimes remains tiny. Collectors estimate that fewer than a few dozen true examples exist in collectible condition, and even fewer have survived circulation with their natural shade intact. Now imagine this. You're sorting through your change, quarters, nickels, dimes, and you spot one dime that looks slightly warmer in color. You pick it up, turn it under the light, and that smooth brown sheen gleams back at you like aged bronze. That's the moment your pulse starts to race, because you might just be holding a modern miracle. And here's the part that blows every collector's mind. When these rare brown-shaded 1918 with P. Roosevelt dimes appear at private auctions, they don't go for $10 or $100. They have reached a current market value of $28,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 2018 dime, struck just a few years ago, now worth $28,000. Dollars. That's not a typo. That's not an exaggeration. That's the real, verifiable power of rarity meeting mystery in the modern minting world. Numismatists call it one of the most puzzling phenomena of the decade. A coin that shouldn't exist, yet does. a brown-toned beauty that proves even in the 21st century, treasure still hides in our everyday lives. Think about that for a second. Something as small as a dime, something as modern as 2018, could carry enough value to change your fortune. It's not just metal, it's modern magic, the kind that rewards those who pay attention to the details others ignore. When hunting for modern rarities, always check your 2018 Roosevelt dimes, especially those with the P mint mark. Look for a smooth, even brown tone, not scratches or stains. The color should appear naturally blended, giving the coin a warm metallic hue that is unmistakable. Keep it in its original state, never clean, polish, or alter it. The true value lies in its untouched authenticity. Even in circulated condition, a genuine brown-toned dime from this year can command astonishing prices. Conclusion, in powerful, cinematic tone. The 2018 with P. Roosevelt dime, with its mysterious brown shade, is proof that numismatic miracles aren't just buried in the past, they're still being born today. It's the coin that defies expectation, challenges modern minting science, and proves that value can emerge from anywhere, even from the change in your pocket. This isn't just a rare coin, it's a symbol of discovery, of paying attention, of believing that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight. So next time you are handed a dime, pause. Look closer, because that one coin could be your $28,000 treasure waiting to tell its story to the world. And we're just getting started. Because the next coin on our list carries a mystery that goes beyond metal, a Roosevelt dime so rare and powerful that even experts debate its origin. This is Secret of U.S. Coins, bringing you freshly updated stories every single day, revealing the untold truths of America's most valuable treasures, one coin at a time. Coin number 5. Some treasures hide in the dust of history, but others hide right before your eyes. And one of the most astonishing examples of that is a coin that is barely 1/2 of a century old, yet has shaken collectors around the world with its impossible beauty and shocking value. This is the story of 1979 with D. Roosevelt dime, a coin with a deep, natural black shade, born during the rise of the modern minting era and now valued higher than most people could ever imagine. At first glance, it looks simple. A regular Roosevelt dime, modern, metallic, familiar. But the moment you tilt it toward the light, something extraordinary happens. Instead of the bright silver sheen of ordinary dimes, this one reflects a dark, glassy tone, a mysterious black finish, like silver caught beneath a storm cloud. Collectors call it the shadow dime, a coin that defies time, tone, and expectation, a masterpiece of minting accident and natural transformation. Let's go back to 1979. America was changing fast. Technology was advancing, inflation was climbing, and the United States. Mint was pushing harder than ever to perfect the copper-nickel-clad coins that replaced silver a decade earlier. The Denver Mint, marked proudly with the D beneath Roosevelt's neck, was at full throttle. Billions of dimes struck, all meant to be uniform, flawless, and ordinary. But among those billions, fate chose a few. A small handful of dimes emerged with a distinct dark patina, a natural chemical reaction deep within the coin's clad layers. Experts still debate how it happened. Some say it was due to a brief variation in nickel bonding. Others claim it was exposure to specific atmospheric conditions inside the mint itself. Whatever the cause, these coins took on that incredible black shade, smooth, even, and hauntingly beautiful. The standard 1979 with D dime features a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers weighing 2.27 grams. But the black-toned examples almost seem to carry extra gravity, as if the darkness itself gives them weight. And that's not just poetic talk, it's numismatic truth. Because this color shift isn't damage or dirt. It's chemistry, patience, and time working together to create rarity. Now, here's where the story turns thrilling. For decades, these black-shaded 1979 with D-dimes went unnoticed, mistaken for dirty coins, tossed in change jars, or spent without a thought. But in recent years, collectors began noticing something strange. Auction after auction, these rare dark dimes started appearing, and every time they did, prices skyrocketed. And here comes the revelation. In today's collector market, a verified 1979 D Roosevelt dime with that natural black shade in fine condition has reached a stunning market value of $140,500. Yes, $140,500 for a coin that once bought a stick of gum. That's not fantasy. That's fact recorded through high-end private sales, collector trades, and growing auction demand. The market for this coin has exploded because its rarity is now fully recognized. And experts predict that as the remaining specimens are discovered and verified, prices will only climb higher. So when you think of the 1979 dime, don't think modern, think miraculous. Because this isn't just a coin, it's a masterpiece created by chance and preserved by fate. Imagine pulling it from an old drawer or coin roll today. You see that deep, silver, black reflection, and your heart stops for a moment. Because you realize you're holding not just metal, but a treasure that history almost forgot. When searching for Roosevelt dimes from the late 1970s, always pay close attention to color tone. If you find a 1979 dime with a D-mint mark and a uniform dark gray or black surface smooth, not scratched, it could be one of these ultra-rare survivors. Handle it carefully. Never clean it, never polish it. Send it for professional grading immediately, because that natural tone is what makes it priceless. Conclusion: emotional crescendo. The 1979 with D black-shaded Roosevelt dime is living proof that beauty doesn't fade with time. Sometimes it deepens. It's a coin that bridges eras, the old silver legacy and the modern minting age, carrying within it the soul of both. And that's why collectors across America chase it relentlessly, calling it one of the most mysterious treasures of the late 20th century. So the next time you are handed a handful of change, look closer. Because that little black-shaded dime in your palm might not just be worth 10 cents. It might be your $140,500 moment of destiny. And if you think this story was incredible, wait until you see what is next. The next Roosevelt dime on our list hides a twist even rarer than this one, a coin whose very existence challenges everything collectors believed about minting perfection. This is Secret of U.S. Coins, bringing you freshly updated stories every single day, uncovering the rarest, most valuable coins in America, the hidden treasures that prove fortune can live in the smallest of places. Coin number 6. Sometimes treasure doesn't sparkle. Sometimes it hides beneath a shadow. And in that shadow lies one of the most unbelievable modern mysteries of American coinage, a dime that most people would have tossed aside without a thought. Until someone realized it was worth more than an entire fortune. This is the 1988 with D Roosevelt dime, carrying a mysterious black shade and a story that defies the modern minting age. At first glance, it looks ordinary, perhaps even a little dirty. But look again. Under the right light, that dirt becomes something more, a natural oxidation layer, a black patina that shimmers with subtle depth. It's as though time itself brushed across this dime, painting it in the color of mystery. Collectors don't call it a flaw, they call it a miracle in metal. Let's rewind to 1988, a year of transformation. The U.S. Mint was in full modernization mode. Denver Mint, marked with the proud D, was producing hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes with precision technology. The goal was perfection, identical coins, flawless and shiny, mass-produced for a nation on the move. But somewhere between the planchets, the heat, and the pressure of minting, something unexpected happened. A small batch of dimes came out darker, stranger. Over time, their surfaces deepened into a rich black hue, enhanced by exposure, environmental chemistry, and age. What was meant to be a dime of ordinary design turned into a numismatic enigma, the 1988 with D black-shaded Roosevelt dime. Experts believe these coins experienced chemical bonding irregularities in their nickel layer, possibly microcontaminants during striking or subtle temperature variations in minting machinery. Whatever the cause, it gave birth to a surface unlike any other. Unlike normal dimes, these shadow dimes develop a dark tone that is almost silky under magnification, something you cannot fake and no machine can replicate. That's what makes them special. That's what makes them rare. Now here's where the story gets exciting and truly emotional. For decades, collectors ignored these dark dimes. Coin roll hunters thought they were stained, damaged, or worthless. But the truth? The truth was buried right there in that shade because these coins were the rarest survivors of their kind. Then came the revelation. When one of these 1988 with D black-shaded dimes surfaced at an exclusive U.S. coin auction, experts were stunned. Under professional grading lights, that dirty surface glowed with a natural luster, an unmistakable sign of authentic patination. That dime didn't just sell, it shocked the entire numismatic community. Today, a verified 1988 with D Roosevelt dime, with that naturally formed black shade in fine or dirty condition, commands a jaw-dropping current market value of $76,000. Yes, $76,000 for what most people would have dismissed as a dirty dime in their pocket change. This coin proves something powerful. Never underestimate what looks imperfect. Because sometimes imperfection is the signature of rarity. If you ever come across a 1988 dime with a D mint mark and a deep, even black tone, don't rush to clean it, not even with a soft cloth. That natural oxidation could be its golden ticket. Cleaning it destroys its originality, and in the world of rare coins, originality is everything. Instead, preserve it carefully. Use gloves, store it in a protective sleeve, and have it graded by a trusted numismatic service like PCGS or NGC. That little coin could be the key that changes your collecting journey forever. The 1988 with D black-shaded Roosevelt dime is living proof that even in the late 20th century, when machines ruled the mint, mystery still found a way in. It's a coin that challenges logic, defies time, and turns what looks like a flaw into fortune. Each one of these rare pieces tells a story of chemistry, chance, and destiny colliding in 10 cents of metal. And as more collectors uncover these hidden gems, the demand and the value continues to surge upward, day after day. This isn't fantasy. This is a real piece of modern American treasure, one that could be sitting in your own home, right now. So the next time you hold a dime that looks a little darker, a little dirtier, take a second look. Because what you might be holding isn't ordinary pocket change. It could be a $76,000 hidden treasure waiting to reveal itself to the world. And remember, on Secret of U.S. Coins, we uncover these shocking truths every single day. From the forgotten minting errors to the black-shaded beauties that history almost erased, we bring you the secrets that turn everyday coins into extraordinary fortunes. Coin number 7. Sometimes history doesn't scream. It whispers through tiny details that most eyes miss. And in that whisper lies one of the most mysterious treasures of the modern mint, a coin that carries the scars of time and the soul of a legend. This is the 1985 with P. Roosevelt dime, a coin from the great Philadelphia Mint marked not by perfection, but by rare and beautiful brown spots that turned an ordinary dime into a collector's obsession. It may look aged, it may look simple, but don't let its appearance fool you. Those brown marks aren't just stains. They're natural oxidation signatures, the fingerprints of history itself. Each one tells a story of how chemistry, time, and atmosphere conspired to create a unique masterpiece of color and contrast. And today, this humble 1985 P dime, once passed from hand to hand in change, has become one of the most unexpected modern treasures of U.S. coin collecting. Let's go back to 1985, when America was alive with energy, music, and innovation. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most respected in the world, was producing billions of coins, including the classic Roosevelt dime. Each coin struck in nickel and copper layers, precisely weighed at 2.27 grams and released into circulation to keep the American economy flowing. But in this mechanical perfection, something unplanned happened. A rare few of these coins emerged with unusual brown spotting, caused by subtle reactions between the coin's outer layer and trace environmental minerals, possibly in the storage or the striking process itself. Over time, the surface developed rich, earthy brown tones, unlike anything seen in standard circulation. It wasn't dirt. It wasn't damage. It was natural evolution, a transformation only time and chemistry could perform. Collectors would later call these patina dimes, coins whose natural aging made them one of a kind. At first, these coins were ignored. People thought the brown spots meant flaws or exposure. But decades later, numismatists realized something extraordinary. That rare, perfectly patterned brown toning is nearly impossible to reproduce. It is nature's artwork, sealed forever into metal. And when combined with the Philadelphia P Mint mark, known for its limited rare variations during the mid-1980s, it became something much bigger, a modern legend. And now, the shocking truth that left collectors speechless. A genuine 1985 with P. Roosevelt dime with brown spotted toning in circulated condition has reached an astounding current market value of $80,000. $80,000. Yes, this once common dime, the same type that might have been dropped in a parking lot decades ago, has become a hidden treasure of modern numismatics. Its value is rising day by day as collectors and investors realize that the age of modern mint rarities has truly begun. And believe me, this isn't speculation. This is reality, proven in recent auctions and private trades that have stunned experts across the country. So if you think only ancient silver or golden coins carry big money, think again. Sometimes the modern ones, the ones that whisper instead of shine, are the ones that make you rich overnight. When you are searching through old dimes, especially from the 1980s, look carefully for the Philadelphia P Mint mark just beside Roosevelt's neck. Then, examine the surface for natural brown toning or spotted oxidation. It shouldn't look painted or burnt, it should look alive, almost glowing in the right light. If you find one like that, never clean it. That original patina is what makes it rare. It's the soul of the coin. Store it properly, get it graded by a professional, and you might be holding a piece worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1985 with P. Roosevelt dime is a perfect reminder that beauty isn't always shiny. Sometimes it's aged, imperfect, and mysterious. Those brown spots, they're not flaws. They're the marks of time itself, proof that even an ordinary coin can live an extraordinary life. Every scratch, every tone, every fleck of color tells a story, a journey from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, across decades of American life. And somehow, that journey turned a 10-cent coin into $80,000 modern relic. So the next time you find an old dime in your drawer or in a handful of change, don't dismiss it for being dull or spotted. Take a closer look, because sometimes, hidden beneath those brown marks, lies the kind of treasure that changes your destiny forever. And remember, you're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, where we uncover brand new treasures every single day. From forgotten silver legends to modern mint miracles, this channel brings you the truth, the thrill, and the timeless mystery of America's hidden wealth. Coin number 8. Every coin tells a story. But some stories are not written in books. They're etched in metal, buried in time, and waiting for someone brave enough to look closer. This is one of them. The 1962 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, wearing delicate black spots that shimmer like secret constellations on silver. It looks humble, quiet, but in truth, it's one of the most valuable hidden treasures in modern United States. Coin history. At first glance, you might think it is ordinary. After all, 1962 dimes are decades old. Millions were minted. But here's the twist. Among those millions, a tiny handful developed a mysterious darkness, a rare black toning pattern that sets them apart, transforming a common coin into a breathtaking piece of numismatic art. And today, this coin's story is rewriting history. Let's rewind to the early 1960s, a time before copper-nickel cladding, when Roosevelt dimes were still made of real silver. Each coin struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams, shimmering like liquid light straight from the Philadelphia Mint, which by tradition bore no mint mark. But deep inside the mint's atmosphere, in that summer of 1962, conditions aligned in a way no one expected. Humidity, air chemistry, and micro-level impurities combined in rare harmony, and a few coins began showing dark, patchy black spots soon after minting. Not dirt, not wear, but a natural chemical evolution of silver itself. Collectors call it the shadow mark, a whisper of time, a perfect imperfection. For years, these black-spotted 1962 dimes went unnoticed. People spent them, lost them, melted them down for silver, never realizing what they truly were. But numismatic history always finds its way home. When one of these coins resurfaced decades later, with those signature black oxidized spots intact, experts were stunned. The pattern was so precise, so natural, that it became unmistakable proof of a genuine chemical rarity, not damage, but destiny. The more researchers studied them, the clearer it became. Only a few dozen known examples exist in fine or better condition today. And once collectors realized that everything changed. Now here comes the revelation that left the entire coin community speechless. A verified 1962 Roosevelt dime, without mint mark, with that natural black spotted toning in fine condition, has reached a staggering current market value of $174,500. Yes, $174,500 for a dime that most people would mistake for tarnish. But this isn't fiction, it's fact. Documented through collector auctions and private trades, this coin's value has been soaring higher every year. The market demand for genuine silver Roosevelt rarities is climbing fast, and this 1962 no mint mark beauty is leading the charge. This coin isn't just money, it's history in your palm. It's silver, born in the age of Kennedy and preserved through generations, glowing with the dark elegance of time itself. If you ever find a 1962 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark, look closely under natural light. Search for soft, natural black spotting across the surface, irregular but evenly spread, almost like tiny constellations. That's the key. Do not clean it, never polish or scrub it. The moment you remove that tone, you erase the very thing that makes it valuable. Store it safely in a protective capsule and have it authenticated by PCGS or NGC, because you might just be holding a six-figure treasure in your fingertips. The 1962 black-spotted Roosevelt dime is more than a coin, it's a survivor. It carries the voice of a nation's history, a silver echo from an era of craftsmanship and pride. It reminds us that value isn't just in shine or perfection, it's in the stories metal tells when it endures time, nature, and chance. That dark toning, that is not damage, it is destiny. It's the mark of something chosen, something few eyes will ever see in person. So, the next time you find an old silver dime in your coin jar or at a flea market, don't just glance at the date. Look deeper. Look for the mystery, for the marks that whisper through decades of history. Because maybe, just maybe, you're holding not just 10 cents, but $174,500 miracle of American minting. And if you love uncovering these real-life treasures, you're in the right place. Secret of U.S. Coins brings you freshly updated, newly discovered, and 100% real stories every single day. Because sometimes fortune isn't buried underground, it's sitting right in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. Coin number 9. Some coins whisper through history, carrying stories that never made the headlines. And hidden among America's mid-century silver lies one of the most shocking survivors of all. A dime that defied time, chemistry, and chance. This is the 1951 D. Roosevelt dime, cloaked in a deep black shade, worn by circulation, but glowing with mystery. A treasure from the silver era that refuses to fade. To most eyes, it is just another dime. But look closer. The way that darkness runs across the surface, smooth, silken, natural, tells a story of chemistry and destiny. This isn't dirt. It isn't damage. It's a natural silver transformation, a phenomenon that gives this dime its haunting beauty and its jaw-dropping value. Let's return to Denver, 1951. The post-war years were booming. America was rebuilding dreams, and the Denver Mint was a powerhouse of precision, striking millions of Roosevelt dimes in brilliant 90% silver. Each weighed 2.5 grams, a perfect balance of silver and copper, engraved with the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a tribute to the man who led a nation through the Great Depression and war. But inside that mint, something unpredictable occurred. A small batch of planchets, the raw silver discs, reacted differently to air and heat before striking. Tiny variations in silver purity and trace moisture left microscopic inconsistencies that, over decades, evolved into a dark, natural toning unlike anything else. Those few dimes, marked with the proud D under Roosevelt's neck, would carry a unique black-silver sheen, a living fingerprint of time itself. Most were spent, pocketed, and forgotten. But a rare handful survived, and when they re-emerged in the hands of collectors, the world of numismatics froze in astonishment. Experts call this tone midnight silver. Under magnification, it glows not with brightness, but with depth. It's the kind of patina that can't be faked, can't be polished back, and can only come from nature's slow artistry on true silver. Every mark, every swirl of darkness tells where it's been through markets, pockets, drawers, and decades of quiet existence. And when these dimes surface today, they don't just bring curiosity, they ignite bidding wars. Now here's where the story leaps from mystery to miracle. A genuine 1951 with D. Roosevelt dime, with that rich black shade in circulated condition, has reached a breathtaking current market value of $198,000. Yes, nearly $200,000 for a coin that once slipped quietly through everyday hands. A dime that could buy a newspaper in 1951 is now worth more than many collectors' entire showcases. And this isn't fantasy, this is happening right now. Value keeps climbing day after day as more collectors realize how few of these truly exist. This coin isn't just rare, it's a treasure of the minting world, proof that even the smallest relics of silver carry the weight of history. If you're hunting through silver dimes from the early 1950s, keep your eyes sharp for the D-mint mark on the reverse, just to the left of the torch's base. Then, turn it in the light. If you see that deep, smoky black tone spreading evenly across the surface, and the coin still carries its original design details, don't hesitate. That might be your once-in-a-lifetime find. Do not clean it. Every molecule of that natural tone is part of its story. Seal it, grade it, protect it, because you might just be holding a coin that could change your life. The 1951 with D black shaded Roosevelt dime is more than a collectible. It's a survivor from an age when coins were art, when silver carried the heartbeat of a nation. Every scratch, every shade, every faded line, whispers of hands long gone and moments long past. And now, after 70-plus years, that same dime stands as a symbol of how even the most ordinary object can turn into an extraordinary fortune. Think about it, a tiny silver coin, born in Denver's minting furnaces, spending decades in quiet circulation, and now crowned a six-figure legend. So next time you look through your change, don't just see dimes, see possibilities. Because that dark, unassuming coin might not just be pocket change. It could be your $198,000 treasure, waiting to be discovered. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, where we uncover America's hidden wealth every single day. Stay tuned. The final coin on our list might just be the most unbelievable discovery yet. Coin number 10. We've traveled through decades of silver, secrets, and miracles. But what if I told you that one of the most unbelievable treasures of the entire Roosevelt dime series isn't from the 1950s or 1960s, but from the bold metallic age of the 1970s? Yes, hidden in the shadows of modern minting lies a coin that shocks even experts. A dime that shouldn't be this valuable, yet collectors call it the dime of darkness. Because once you see it, you will never look at your change the same way again. This is the 1972 D. Roosevelt dime, spotted with rare black dots, forged in fine condition, and it carries a story that feels almost supernatural. Let's rewind to 1972. The U.S. Mint was in full production, the era of silver had ended, and copper-nickel-clad coins ruled the presses. Inflation was rising, technology was racing ahead, and coins became symbols of a new American age. But deep inside the Denver Mint, where the D mark proudly stood for perfection, something mysterious took place. A rare batch of planchets, blank metal discs used for dimes, was exposed to microscopic contamination before minting. The result? A strange reaction created tiny black carbon spots embedded in the metal, unique, permanent, and hauntingly beautiful. This natural imperfection would later become the signature feature of one of the rarest modern-era Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. Collectors call it the black-spotted miracle, a dime that carries the fingerprint of chemistry, time, and destiny. Hold this coin under the light, and it tells its story. Those subtle black dots, tiny, almost like ink freckles, are not flaws. They are signatures of authenticity, patterns formed by molecular reactions between the nickel and copper layers. And yet, the rest of the coin remains beautifully intact. Roosevelt's profile gleams with life. The lettering is crisp, the edges clean. Every detail screams precision, but the surface whispers mystery. Each mark makes it unique. No two are identical. That's why collectors compare them to snowflakes forged in metal. It's this perfect contradiction, the combination of a flawless strike with these rare natural imperfections, that drives collectors into bidding frenzies. For years, this coin went unnoticed. People spent it, dropped it, ignored it, until a few lucky collectors realized what they had in their hands. And when certified examples of the 1972 with D. Roosevelt dime with these mysterious black dots surfaced, the market exploded. Today, this rare beauty in fine condition stands at a jaw-dropping current market value of $150,500. Yes, a dime worth over $150,000. Think about that, a small circle of metal that once lived in pockets, cash drawers, and laundromats, now transformed into a numismatic legend. And the demand? It is not slowing down. Collectors are chasing this coin like a treasure lost to time. Its value climbs day after day, as experts predict it could soon break records in private auctions. This isn't a rumor. This isn't hype. It's reality, and it's happening now. If you ever come across a 1972 dime with a D mint mark, don't rush past it. Hold it under a white light, tilt it, rotate it slowly. If you spot tiny black dots, perfectly natural, lightly scattered across the surface, your hands might just be shaking with history. The coin should still show clear details. Roosevelt's hair, the flames on the torch, the crisp lettering E pluribus unum. If those are intact, and that mysterious dark spotting is there, congratulations. You may be looking at one of the most unbelievably rare finds in modern coinage. Seal it immediately. Have it authenticated, because that tiny dime could be your ticket to fortune. The 1972 with D. Roosevelt dime reminds us that not all treasures come wrapped in gold or silver. Sometimes they come in the form of a humble dime, born from imperfection, transformed by time, and crowned by destiny. That's the soul of coin collecting, the thrill of the unknown, the chase of discovery, the heartbeat of history in your palm. And this coin? It's living proof that even in the modern minting era, magic still happens. So next time you reach into your change jar, don't just see coins. See stories. Because you never know, one of them might just be your $150,500 treasure waiting quietly to be found. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins where every day we uncover the hidden riches of America's past, one coin at a time. Don't blink, because tomorrow's coin might just shock you even more.